with the details is the Freedom Plan 6 p.m. candlelight. See you here. Thank you very much.
You come here by yourself?
Huh?
You come here by yourself?
No, I came with Todd.
That's you.
Okay, awesome. All right, does anybody else have any questions? All right, I would like to speak a little bit about my experiences in Eugene. So I actually grew up in the Hawaii, and that's so many different I did not think racism was a serious issue. I thought, okay, we're all the same, we can all get along. Because after spending 12 years there, that I just realized how deep and insidious the racism in Eugene and in the United States is. And although I wish I did not have to experience that, it's really opened my eyes to experiences of people who have less privilege from us. And I think that's something that we all need to keep in mind in all the social justice work that we do. When I was in college, there was a white man who had followed me around and tried to speak to me in Japanese, Chinese, and Korean. I had reported it to the police many times. I went to the Women's Center, I went to the Men's Center at the University of Oregon. I went through every avenue I possibly could, hoping and really truly believing that somebody would do something about it. I was realized that I did not know why. Only after many, many years in Lake County that I realized that racism is actually a very big problem. The man on campus had actually sexually attacking multiple East Asian women, and actually a group of 6 East Asian women, 6, came together beside me with a petition and brought that to the Eugene police on campus. They did not do anything about it, and when I checked to request the record, they said that they did not have the record of that petition that they handed over to them. It is in that moment that I had to seriously start about the intersections of race, sex, and just in relation to the Lane County. I went through so many avenues. I would shout it out to the world, and when I saw that nothing was happening, I just kind of shrunk away. I stopped. I was a very opinionated person. I just started watering myself down, getting smaller, and I realized that, wow, the community as it is now would not do anything about it. Since the Atlanta shootings, I am seeing that the community actually does want to be present for me and all East Asian women. please look us up on Facebook at Lane East Asian Network. We have a Facebook page. We also have a group specific for the East Asian community. And we also have a group for advocates and supporters that would like to help us in our cause. Thank you very much for coming, and I hope you have a wonderful day.
And we give another big round of applause for Nicolaj. Community event like this. So I applaud you, I respect you, and I hear you. My name is Jason Cummings, and I'm just going to talk from my own experience, but I am connected to a multitude of organizations here in this community, the Asian Council, Cal Community Alliance of Lane County, as well as have fishery being involved in the Historian Asian Pacific American Film Festival. Thank you for those who have supported those organizations, and please look them up and support. We need your support in the future. So, I was called to come speak. I wasn't planning on saying anything today, but I know that there's people in this crowd of East Asian descent who probably have stories, but maybe public speaking is not their thing. But I know there's those stories in this crowd. It doesn't happen specific to Atlanta. It happens in all communities, in large metropolitans, in small rural towns. So about 3 weeks ago, I was going out to nature. I was at Silver Falls, had met some new friends, and we had lunch a little afterwards. And they had asked me if I had experienced any hate crimes because of me being Asian. And at that moment, I told them I didn't, but I told them that I had friends, people in my circles that have experienced hate crimes, racial slurs said to them by complete strangers. But then when I got back to Eugene and realized that I was a victim of a hate crime and racism. So about 3 years ago, I befriended some gentlemen that middle-aged white males, and they became just friends. We met at some sports bars, so we would go watch U of O, sports together, and we became friends. And through as it got closer to the election, we started talking about politics, race, identity, and one of the gentlemen, both of them are our best friends, both of them identify as white males. We started talking about privilege, and one of the men had said, who comes from an affluent there's no racism. I'm colorblind. You've heard that before, right? Yeah. The other gentleman, I was surprised, who is his best friend, had said, "Oh no, I do acknowledge my privilege. I acknowledge as a white man, me walking into a 7-Eleven and a brown or black person walking into a 7-Eleven will be viewed differently, will be judged differently in the society." So I was actually pretty glad that one of the two acknowledged his privilege. About a month after that conversation was about a year ago when the pandemic hit the world, and the gentleman that had expressed that there is no racism in 2020, I simply checked in with him and said, "Hey, text messaged him and said, hey, how are you and your family doing? It's just simple as that. And he responded back. Some of the things going on. I actually apologize. It was during the time of the killing of George Floyd. This was a few months after March of last year. And because he knew my political standpoint, thank you, perspective, appreciate that. He automatically put me in a box, and he said, you know, are you going out? Are you one of those far left radicals looting buildings? You know, just put me in this box. And so we exchanged some conversation, and in that text, and I still have those text messages, he started saying some really offensive things. He compared me to his dog, his little dog. Was using some other very stereotypical slurs about my appearance. The couple asked me 3 weeks ago if I had experienced any hate crimes. I didn't think of that. And it makes me realize that we can experience prejudice, racism, even within our sphere of influence, even within our families, even within our friends. We need to stand up. We need to stand up for our neighbors, our friends, our family when we hear these things. Asians in 2021 are still viewed as the perpetual foreigner. People that have long history of building this country are still looked at as not being American simply because the way they look and appear. And that's not just, doesn't happen just with Asians. So I'm here to tell my story, and I know it's one of thousands of stories that happen, and we need to break this chain of racism going on. We need to work collectively across all and victimized. My background, I'm born and raised in Honolulu, Hawaii, so I have a very similar experience as is it Nicola? And yeah, I have a very similar experience because I grew up in a state where people of color are the majority. And so my lens and my view at 18 years old, coming here to the University of Oregon, was opened up because the experience of Asians in the mainland United States is far different. The experience of Japanese internment camps, Americans, simply because of wartime hysteria, being put in and locked up in internment camps, concentration camps, happened not very long ago. We know people within our families, generations, uncles, aunts, who have friends that were in these camps, that were in those camps. And what's scary to me is that's not a far-fetched idea of that it can happen today if we don't stand up and fight. So again, I was just called to speak, and I encourage, if any of you have anything to say, Asians, allies, please come up here. Thank you very much.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, just this last week. Because what I know is that I have two Asian daughter-in-laws, and I have two Asian grandchildren. And it hit me that I, as a privileged white woman, has always felt at some level, for sure, isolated or insulated. Personal sadness and fear and even terror. And because I have the heart connection in my family, especially with my little ones, the grandchildren, definitely look Asian, and they're beautiful. I realized that it was a good dose of medicine and reality for me to see what that feels like to even be on the fringes of it. Because I realize as a white woman, even though I have Asian grandchildren and daughter-in-laws, that's the fringe. I'm not really in it. So it has given me understanding in my heart, maybe not in my head, but in my heart, and compassion for the fact that this has to stop. It completely has no place on planet Earth. Period.
Hello everyone. Okay, at this moment, as standing on the stage, I am grateful to all of you who come to support. And my heart is pounding now, so my English probably is not perfect, but I know you would understand what I'm trying to say, trying to express. Okay. My heart was broken as I saw this crime happen. As being mother of two, I'm so sad to those families who lost their loves, and I'm so angry. And I have always been proud of myself being an Asian woman. I'm so proud of myself, how I am looked, how intelligent I am, how diligent Asian people are. We come to this country to fulfill our dreams, to build, beautiful future for in our lifetime. We earn our respect in this country. We love peace, but it doesn't mean we are afraid of to keep, those particular victims in their mental problem. So we are not afraid of them. So I just want want those people to know we are not afraid, and we do not fear. And silence doesn't mean tolerance. And we are not tolerant anymore to this crime. And we will defend them. So, we will win the victory in this country. We will win in our respectful history. And that's what I like to say right now. Thank you so much. Alright, so if you have any other East Asian individuals wanting to speak or otherwise,
Hello, I ain't from here. I'm actually all the way from New York City. I moved here permanently because I got parents I gotta escape and stuff, you know the biz. I left behind a lot of shit that traumatized me back there. I won't lie. It's hard sometimes. Specifically, a very long time ago, and I mean like maybe 6 years ago or something, I was publicly sexually assaulted in a train station in front of 2 whole train cars of people, and ain't nobody come out to help. That train was stuck there for 30 seconds. It just happening. Ain't nobody came to help me. And every single goddamn day, when I wake up, I think about that moment. I think about who was there on top of me? Who was in that train? Who was in there? Other Asian people as well. It is like a cultural problem that we won't do anything for each other because it messes with the status quo. So I'm so goddamn happy that we're all here, that at least some of us are here caring about this openly. Thank you. Stick into the upper part, bend down.
This is really weird.
Louder.
Belt it out! Yes!
Okay. My name is June. I was adopted from China at 15 months by my wife.
Come on.
You can do it!
My at 15 months by my white family. So I have lived in this bubble of white privilege. And just this last year was the first year that I really truly was like affected by this. Although I haven't personally experienced any racism, I would see the news. I would see the news in the beginning. At the time, before everything shut down, I was taking the public bus. And I was scared. I was scared that something was going to happen. I remember being on the bus, and then 2 other Asian women came onto the bus, and that put ease to my mind to know that somebody else was there. Another time, when things began to reopen, and the places that I would trust, that I knew were, I needed to gain trust from the people around me. I was scared that people were going to spit on me, hurt me. And I felt like I was battling this alone. But obviously, now I know that there's so many other people around to know that I'm not battling this alone. To hear your guys' stories. Yeah. That's it.
All right.
They walked off.
the first time I ever stood next to a friend and watched that insulting, nasty behavior. And even though I said more to the people, it did not help me. So we need to be in this together.
Right.
Thank you. My friend told that story at the Springfield City Council, the next council meeting.
City Council.
And one of those councilors was bold enough to address it at the end of the meeting. That does not happen in New Zealand. Leaders are accountable for that also.
That's right.
I used to work at the University of Arizona's Asian Pacific American Cultural Center when I used to attend school there, and I really enjoyed my experience. I was welcomed with open arms. I got brought into the Asian culture. I remember how shocked my boss was when I had never had Spam before. She looked at me like I was the craziest person in the world. She's like, "You never had Spam?" And I was like, "Nah." And she changed my whole life. I'm the biggest fan of Spam now, and it was great. It was a great experience. But then later, while working there, I learned how marginalized the Asian students really had been on campus there, and it didn't really occur to me until my boss, Kenny Importante, had to beg me to attend a meeting because he knew that none of the Asian students that were going to show up and speak about their experiences as being marginalized students on campus, because they knew whatever they were going to say was just they were going to say, no one was going to listen to what they had to say, and it was heartbreaking. So I eventually had to go, and I had to basically, for the entire student body, express to the president of the University of Arizona how marginalized students feel, and to this day, begging their students to stop harassing Asian students. That the administrators actually do, physically walking around Asian students, acting like they were the. You can't act like that around people. It not only is it, one, they use it as a joke, which wasn't even funny, and two, it completely demoralizes the person itself. It completely demoralizes them, and it dehumanizes them. And it's not okay. It's not okay at all. And the fact that they're not even, and the fact that is at the University of Arizona, but then also here at the University of Oregon as well, which is supposed to be in the city of Eugene, which is supposed to be this liberal utopia, is fake as hell. Because look at all these people here. Look at all these Asian American people here who feel that they have not been heard. They have been stepped on. They have been spit on. They have been called all these names, and yet this city over here loves to bolster their culture and bolster and say that they're such a loving community, and say that we foster this multicultural atmosphere, which isn't true. And as you can see, there are several Asian Americans here who have said a lot of very important things, and as you can see, the people who have spoken here aren't even people who have grown up here. They have moved from across the country here, and it shows that this behavior here in Eugene is the same as these other places that are considered more racist, which just shows you that there's no difference. So I want you all to think about that for a hot second.
Thank you.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm responding to that report of being assaulted and nobody interfering. It's really heartbreaking. It happens all the time. And the silence comes across as consent to the attackers. So I just wanted you to know that surge showing up for racial justice and Temple Beth Israel Sanctuary Center TBI of free workshops and bystander upstander intervention, how you can safely intervene. So please get in touch with us. You can look up Surge online or Temple Beth Israel. We've got to stand up for each other, and one of the very few heartening things that's been going on lately is watching marginalized communities, and I'm part of several, standing
standing up for each other. And this is what we've got to do. We've got to stand in solidarity.
Can you hear me? Okay, my name is Ibrahim Koulibaly. I'm the president of NAACP in Eugene. I wanted to be here this morning to express our solidarity with the Asian community. We have been fighting this shit since 1909. We know something about it. Right now is the time to organize. Use that anger. Use whatever you have against this hateful crime to mobilize. We are now seeing more and more lone wolf, quote unquote, targeting communities, killing them, and because former President Trump has empowered them, they are coming out of the wood. It can happen here in Eugene. So please, organize. Be mindful about your neighbors. Know who they are. Make plans how to protect each other. And if you see something, say something. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting the Asian community. We are in this together. And together, we will fight back. And together, we'll make this community safe for each and all of us. Thank you.
Would anybody else like to speak?
Here.
Okay.
No, that's not the button. Just speak right in.
Hello.
Project.
Hello.
Hi.
On Friday, a very prominent San Francisco politician was discovered to have made several remarks, offensive remarks about Asians. She said that Asians use white supremacy to get ahead. She referred to Asians as house slaves, but she didn't say the word slave. She used a very bad word. Now, if anti-Asian hate was just relegated to some poor actors, some dangerous actors, but just random actors, then perhaps we wouldn't need to be so worried. Perhaps we would just merely have to hope that any sort of law or security enforcement can handle them. But when racism comes out of the leaders in one of the largest Asian communities in the country, then we have to organize. We have to get political. We can no longer just try to mind our business. Because of this, a protest like this is a really great step forward in a community that is often, and I don't mean all Asians, but a lot of Asians have been in the past reluctant to organize, and I think this is a great step forward for our rights.
Hi. I'm mainly white assuming, but I'm Korean. And what happened with this murder is that it validated a lot of the trauma of being fetishized and sexualized and objectified since childhood. And my sister not so long ago was told by one of her boyfriends that he had an Asian fetish. That's trauma. And it's so painful. And what this did is it reminded all of us as women of color that we're all in this together and that we need to have each other's backs. That's all. Yeah. Give me his location.
Would anybody else like to speak? Alright, so it looks looks like we're gonna wrap up. Thank you so much for coming. This has been a very inspiring event, just to see the entire community come together, stand and take a stand against racism, and mourn the loss of the Atlanta shootings for East Asian femmes that were killed due to the effects of white supremacy. Again, I'm with the Lane East Asian Network, and if any of you would like to connect with me, you can go ahead and speak to me after this event is over. And thank you very much. We're going to make some very big changes in this community, and I'm glad to have all of you as allies with me. We're still talking about that, but how about we talk about it as well? We can plan one. Would there be any interest if we had a march?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have currently like?
I got a dip.
Alright, so we're gonna have a march. Not right now, we're gonna have to have a small part, but stay tuned and follow us on
You got this, Ty.
Asian Network to find out more about the march that's coming up. Thank you for coming.
Are they marching now? Yeah.
The march is not happening today because we're going to need some block cards for that. Not today.
I guess not. I guess I was wrong. It said rally and march on the flyer.
Yeah, and then I asked the thing, so I commented on Facebook on the, it was posted on the Black Media group, and so in the comments, someone had said no march, and so I was like, why does the flyer say march for march? I took the flyer down and never reposted it. Nice to know I have some influence there.
Just trying to fix it, just take it
I
down.
just took it down. I was like, whoa, I guess I did something.
I didn't walk away. I was gonna stay in the chat.
I was hoping there was going to be a
I was
march.
like, oh, you can go talk.
Me too, but to back out tonight. Coming up?
Yeah, probably.
It's going to be at the Free Street Plaza.
Is it not right in front of Food Pie?
I learned that.
No, that's
I thought they started calling that Free Speech Plaza. Which one is it?
there's two. We're going to the one here by the.
The one with the big fountain with the fish in it? Is that one from the courthouse with that big?
No, the big plaza across the street from that.
It's across the street from that fountain? So why don't you just say yes? It's like, but it's like there.
That is.
Okay. That fountain's really cool. I was out walking past there one day after there was like some rally here, and they had like some VR, like, or AR, I guess, like an art installment. It was really weird. They had like clear screens with like weird lights. Like, I was like, it was tripping me out because like the way they had it set up was like they were blowing a big bubble, but it like wasn't. I don't know. It was like there was like bubble.
Every time I drive, every time I walk by, I put soap in there. Soap it up hilarious.
But I was like talking to her and I was like, yeah, so I was like, if I meet this thing, you don't have to fight them. Because like, that's just not cool. You can't just do it twice and just think that's happening. Like,
Put Spanish subtitles. What is this? I think you could change them to Spanish. I don't know. What? That's a weird troll. Turn your fucking phone on your language. I don't know. I can't help you with that. Alright, adios. You so racist. Will someone block this guy? How am I racist? Turn your fucking shit on your language then. I don't understand. I can't change that for you from my end. If I could, I would. I can't. That's your phone settings, not mine. What's up, Christina? Hey, everyone. Yeah, sorry, I wasn't really talking. Just wanted to catch all the speeches and stuff. There's a vigil for the victims of the Atlanta shootings tonight at Free Speech Plaza at 6 p.m. So I'm going to be at that for sure. I don't know. I'm gonna go home, I think. Actually, I might go over to my friend Joe's house. I wish I'd have woke up earlier. I would have brought him. I feel like he would like to speak at something like this. Could you have a follow back if possible? I mean, this ain't that type of channel. I don't really do that type of stuff. Anyone have any questions or anything? Feel free to ask them now. I'm gonna use this as a time to urge you to follow me on Twitter also, as I do update that more than anything. If you're trying to stay up to date and follow me around on what I do, be sure to follow me on Twitter, especially when there's stuff that that I can't stream at or people don't want to be filmed at. I will tweet about it and sometimes post pictures. And there's also, I always post alt text. So if you are vision impaired, there is alt text on my pictures on Twitter. Facebook doesn't allow me to embed alt text in the photos like it does on Twitter. So if you're visually impaired, you can literally go and play a description of the image as audio, and that way you have kind of a visualization of it. I don't know what to do with the rest of my day until 6. I don't even know what time it is. I woke up, I drove home from Portland after the protest last night, and I woke up at 9:30 and saw James tweet about coming here. I didn't even know this was an event until this morning, and so I just got in the shower and came here. So pretty tired, but yeah, I'm gonna go back over to my car, I think.
What? That you're a good professor and you gave all of
Yeah, it looks terrible.
I don't know. Dude, you disgust me. Okay. Whatever, man. It's 12:30 where you are. Have a good sleep and rest. I might go take a nap, I guess. There's enough time for that. Bye-bye, Chud. A lot of people just this isn't even Antifa shit, so if you're on here hating on Antifa all the time, you're on the wrong shit. Come back later. Fuck off. Glad I saw you at the event yesterday. I'm not sure who you are, Star Fox, because you have a Glad I saw you too. I don't know what emote you just used, Tia. That's cool though, little anime girl.
How you doing? Dude, that's really just
He's like, so let's say you're a manager and you see.
Yeah, so there's kind of just a bunch of people hanging out, talking right now.
I mean, I'm not going to assume they're not listening until they demonstrate.
Was there any far right here today? No. I saw one older woman with a sign with American flags on it. I don't think she was far right though. I don't know what her sign said. I don't know if she's with the group or doing her own thing. It looked like her sign was really old, she had used it multiple times. So I don't know exactly. No far right presence though. They only show up to BLM and Antifa shit usually, or pride events. The far right likes to like counter protest Pride events, like in Portland. Patriot Prayer has been notorious for showing up to Pride events. I don't understand why. Like, it really bothers them that people are like have a different sexuality than them. I don't know.
And then you'd be like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, that guy right there.
Like yesterday in Sandy, I don't know if you guys paid attention. If you check my Twitter, I shared a thread from Alyssa Azar, and basically it was the far right was having what was it? Like preserve some event on preserving the heterosexual family. So basically they wanted to come and encourage people to be straight, I guess, and the LGBTQ plus community came forward and made their own event like right across the street and had a pride event. It was called like Have a Gay Day, and basically a bunch of people showed up in colorful clothing, and they had their event and tried to just be louder than the like Proud Boys and stuff. And there were a lot of Proud Boys there, actually, like the most I had seen gather in a while. As far as I can tell, there's not really any confrontation. I was talking to a few people who were there. They said like a couple of the right-wingers tried to like enter the Pride event, and the police removed them. There was one cop, I guess, there yesterday who said like that they actually love Antifa, and they said that you'd have to be like a real douche or something to like these guys, referring to the Trump support or the Proud Boys on the other side. Pretty sure someone has a video of that. I'll see if I can find that and clip that.
Right. Either they have a lot of progressives or the progressives are getting paid after. But there's like certain universities there's like a certain threshold where there's not enough students. It's not worth paying that professor for that semester for that class.
Yeah, most hate is deflection of your own self. I agree, Michael.
No, I agree. It is bullshit. They should just, like, I agree, like, if they're, like...
The cop was lying and saying you assaulted someone. Yeah, I'm waiting for that to happen. They could literally, like, just arrest you and, like, you have to deal with it until you, like, prove your innocence. It's weird.
Alright, cool, we're done.
I thought they were gonna arrest me at the Kettle in Portland. It was really weird how they faked like they did. If you go back and watch my video when they first grabbed me, they literally say that I'm under arrest. So I like don't understand. You got a haircut? Yeah, I got a haircut. I can't even like see my screen. It's so bright out here.
Nah, bro, really? All you had to do was...
Hold on. It's a nice day though. It's starting to get warm. I don't even know if I want to wear a sweatshirt. Yeah, you need to live stream one of your events in Idaho, Friendly Dad, so I could see what's going on over there. I've like seen your pictures, but I haven't like seen like a full event over there. I'm curious as to the difference, because I know it's like a whole different landscape, and the like people there are different, and there's like a lot more right-wing presence, like 3%ers and stuff like that. You wearing press ID? Yeah. I got a patch on my backpack. Right here. In case there's like someone behind me pushing on me or something, they know I'm press. Forgot who it was. Was it Amanda? Someone sent me stuff from Amazon, I think it was. And they sent me a med pack, like a 300-piece med pack. A long time ago, someone sent me this actual bag, so I transferred everything into this bag. So now I actually have like a full med kit. So shout out to, I think it was Amanda. I think their name was Amanda. So if you're watching this, shout out to you. Thank you. I did get your package. I'm sure that will help me at some point, or help me help others at some point. I gotta keep those. There's these little papers that come with it when you guys send me stuff, and it like tells me who sent it. So gotta start keeping those and do like a thank you thing afterwards. I don't know what I'm doing. Kinko's press ID. Yeah, I got it at Kinko's, man. You have a wish list? Yeah. I could post it later. I don't, for certain stuff, I don't run donations or show any way to support me. Especially when it involves like stuff like this. There's like, I don't know where the GoFundMe's are, but I'm sure the families of these people need support. So like, this is not a time where I would run anything like that or give you guys the opportunity to support me. So if you want to do that, that could be done at a later time. But for now, I'd prefer if anyone who can tries to find a way to support the victims' families. You like to see Michael make friends in the chat.
I think we're good. We'll take half my shit, I'm gonna go out and come back. I was like, I'm not done at this time because of this. I got a call. Yeah. I was working for the insurance at the time.
Given the PPB restrictions, many in Portland are wearing large press ID as we anticipate a lawsuit soon enough, especially with kettling. Yeah, I don't know. I'm wondering if there's like gonna be some legal action if there was a violation of rights in there. I'm not like 100% sure on that. I don't know. I assume someone will try a civil suit. Pretty sure they're still fighting a civil suit from 2017 about kettling though, so I don't know. Especially because PPA established qualified immunity, so like I don't even know if that would fucking make a difference. Look hard because you're nuts. Good one. I'm gonna get out of here. I'll be at the vigil later though. Well, there are a lot of really good speeches today. Yeah, one of my mods on Twitch wants to just kind of squash the problem before it starts. That'd be cool. There's some people who come in here and you can already tell like it's gonna be an issue. American woman, stay away from me. I'm gonna go have to see what Joe's doing. Whose emote is that, Lucy? You stopped vaping in January. You hate this development. Oh, it's a stock email. What's my flavor today? Oh, that's a dab pen, man. Fucking, I don't even know what that is. I have like fruit roll-up vape juice though. That's like what's in my normal vape, if that's what you're asking. Melissa Grimson says, folks fighting with strangers in chat, super weird, be nice. Yeah, that's how it always is. I don't think there's a single time I've made a video where people don't fight in my chat. Unless I'm like playing video games at home. There has been like 2 or 3 times where I'm playing video games, like streaming on Twitch, and people come and try to troll me still. Yeah, I'm just chilling. I like to show like the city when I leave and stuff like that, because a lot of people have never been to like Portland or Eugene or anywhere I go, and probably won't, especially if they live on like the East Coast or something. There's a lot of states people have like no reason to ever travel to, so I like to kind of show people what it's like here. It's a weird city. It's like Eugene to me is kind of like neighborhood in Portland. It's like a I don't know. Remember that old American flag, bro? Adam told me. Yeah, I told that guy to shoot me. That was weird though. Like as soon as I told him to shoot me, he like walked away. He was like done. This is the fountain James is talking. I think this is the plaza where the parks or the vigil is going to be at today. I'm pretty sure this is it. Like park blocks. And here's the Lane County Courthouse right here. So there's this courthouse at some point. The jail is also that way. For anyone who's seen the live streams before and seen us at the jail, just so you have kind of a idea of where everything's at. The federal courthouse is down there. Here's the county courthouse, and the jail is a couple blocks that way. And what other buildings are of significance? I don't know. The first time we got like tear gassed out here and all that stuff, it was down there a few blocks by like Sizzle Pie. This is a fountain James was talking about, people filling with soap. Sometimes people will come here and they'll squeeze a bottle of dish soap into here. It's a really cool fountain. Looks like shit when it's filled with soap though. You never seen that fountain, Michael? I used to walk by this all the time. I used to spend a lot of time downtown when I was like in high school. I don't even know what I'm doing right now. be soap. This person's got wine at their desk. Vibes. Not just one bottle, like 4 bottles of wine. How far am I from university? That I'm not like that far, but I'm kind of far. Like, it's over there, but it's like it's a kind of far walk. Sizzle Pie's right down there on the corner. That next stop sign. Someone rescue that poor plant. We chilling. Yeah, I tried to open my Facebook and message Joe to come here, but my Facebook Messenger kept closing itself for some reason. Yeah, the Eugene marches were really good. I think they're about to start back up again. It's just been like really cold and wet. It's hard to get like people to organize, I think, when they're cold. So I don't know. It seems to me like things are picking up again. You love small towns? Yeah, Eugene is like not big. Like it feels big when you live in like rural communities in Oregon your whole life. You like move to Eugene, you're like, wow, I live in the city now. And then you go to Portland and you're like, Eugene is like a neighborhood in Portland is what it feels like. You get from one end of Eugene to the other in like pretty fast, like 15 minutes, if that. Getting from one end of Portland to the other end of Portland could take you fucking like almost an hour sometimes, especially with traffic. And it's so much more dense. Still planning to move to Portland? Yeah. My goal is to be in Portland by the end of the year. So I'm gonna see if I can make that happen. I'm just trying to set goals here. I don't know though. Eugene is a lot like Forest Grove. I mean, kinda. It's a little bit bigger than Forest Grove. I used to live in Forest Grove actually when I was in like first grade. Yeah, there's the jail directly in front of me at the end of the street. So that's the jail. Everything right here where like the protests are and the marches go from is like really close together. There's a roof I know how to get on way over there, but I don't think I should do that on live stream. It's a cool view though. You're in Eugene right now. It's a good community. I mean, parts of it are good. It has a lot of work that needs done. Jail not big. Yeah, the jail here is not very big. There's a jail in Springfield too, which is the like divider between Eugene and Springfield is I-5 corridor. So you just drive over the bridge and you're in Springfield, come back over the bridge, you're in Eugene. It's kind of like Portland, Vancouver, except there's no river. Well, there is a river, but it doesn't like run the same way. It's so annoying that there has to be holes in all of the walls. They're all from snap ties. Concrete expert. Yeah, if you look in these holes on walls, there's actually like a little metal stick in each one. And the reason there's like a cone is because there's a little plastic piece that you have to break off after you pour the walls, because there's like a metal stick you have to stick through each side of wood to hold it together. They're called snap ties. You'll see them everywhere. Yeah, there's a little metal stick in there, and there's like a plastic cone that sits here, and you just break it off and freaking I need to get a new freaking press badge. This stupid little piece right here is like got kind of rusted and it squeaks all the time now. Hold my phone straight down off the edge. There's the Holt Center right there. It's a huge concert hall. If you ever want to like watch plays or theater stuff, you go there. It's pretty expensive to see shows there sometimes though. But yeah, see that the whole side of that building is covered in those holes. Dude, that sucks so bad to set that wall up. Just about lost her lunch. You saw David Copperfield there? Did he pull a rabbit out of his hat? The front of that building looks really cool, but the sides don't. Like if the whole building was like that, building would look really sick. Look like a palace almost. You remember him sawing people in half? This is cool. I never noticed this. Why does he have Reebok on? Is this like a campaign Reebok did? They stuck. I've never noticed that. But like the fact he has a Reebok logo on his shorts really makes me think it's like some sort of paid for thing. He pulled rainbow ribbons out of people's ears. That tripped me out, dude. You telling me that's been in there this whole time? Fuck no. See, that's why I never go to David Copperfield. He teaches you shit, you know, that you never wanted to know about yourself. Buildings like this are so weird to me. How you like could rent a whole floor. Like this floor is empty. It's like being renovated. Brain filled with rainbow. Because I eat too many Skittles. Like I already know I got rainbows and now I'm David Copperfield pulling them out. I'm not gonna pay for it especially. Anyways, I'm gonna dip out of here. I'm gonna go get something to eat, I think. Need some more coffee. And yeah, there's a ton of houseless people in Eugene. Like a lot. And they have like some camps set up, but their camps are always getting swept and moved and pushed around. Like they try to stay under the Washington Jefferson Bridge, but they get pushed out of there, even though it's one of the only dry spots in the area. So there's slowly, I think there's like some tiny home. Like I know there's like a little tiny community thing they have over by Railroad, but they don't have like a actual like tiny home center. I know Portland does. Portland has like a pretty cool tiny home community, actually. And like to live there, to pay your rent, you just have to like volunteer like a full 8-hour day once a week or something like that. There's a long waiting list, but it's like a, I don't know, 10 by 10, maybe a little bit smaller square. You got 4 windows. There's like heating and air conditioning. You have outlets and power, and it's like a little house. Like you could put your bed in there. You could fit a mini fridge, a TV, like all of your stuff you need, your clothes. So I think stuff like that is like a good future like goal. If you have friends or groups that care a lot about stuff like that, I suggest maybe reaching out and trying to figure out what you could do to get a tiny home community in your area, because it is possible, and a lot of the time it just needs like conversations just need to be had with people who have more money and like more opportunity to like help you, because a lot of the time you're gonna need like investors and stuff like that. But for stuff like this, like humanitarian stuff, you could find people to fund that. The community will fund that. So as long as you get things like going in the right way and take the necessary steps, I'm sure it's possible to get a tiny home community in your area. So like people are putting the blueprints out there. The blueprints have been made. It just takes action. Opportunity Village in Eugene has 30 tiny homes. See, dope. Yeah, stuff like that. And that's just 30, like, oh, there's Skinner's Butte right there. But that's just 30. I'm sure that like doesn't cost that much money to get started, and then it's just keeping it funded. So like through community outreach programs and stuff like that, like everything's possible, especially in that regard. What the fuck? Yeah, but I'm gonna end the stream. Thank you for everyone for joining and watching today. Thank you for sharing if you did. I'll be live around 6 p.m. for the vigil tonight at Free Speech Plaza. So I'll see you guys then. Peace out.